I'm here with Eric Coleman, pro team photographer, USA CameraExchange.com. I think the best MMA photographer in the business, and I know a lot of MMA equipment-wise. How do you capture what you capture as fast as you do?
I try to use top-of-line stuff provided to me by USA Camera Exchange. Always the latest stuff. You got to try to shoot at high ISOs, really fast shutter speeds. A lot of people, when you're shooting sports, it's really important that you understand the sport that you're shooting because you want to be able to time what's going on. You don't want to be able to just rely on the equipment per se. And a lot of guys I see, they'll rely on the shutter just to click, 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 click. Whereas in a sport like MMA, you kind of try to follow hips, shoulders, things like that. So you can, only have to fire 1 or 2 clicks, but you're going to get the best possible shot.
Now, what's the difference? When we look at an MMA fight, there are clumps of photographers on one side, clumps on the other. Everybody seems like they're shooting the same stuff, but some guys' work really stands out. What makes you different when you're grouped in with a bunch of guys who got the same angle they do?
I mean, basically what you want to try to do is, it's a lot of composition. A lot of guys like to shoot real up close, real personal. A lot of guys like to frame out, more, so that they get the full bodies. A lot of guys like to try to get lights involved and try to get encompass the environment and whatnot. I try to do sort of all of that. When somebody has a big win, you want to try to encompass the emotion, the feeling. So you kind of try to pan out and get some of the crowd or the lights or the victory, things like that.
Now, what's the biggest surprise you've ever had looking at shots you've done? Like, you're in the moment, taking what you got, you're not sure what you got, and you look at it and you go, man, that's a moment I really got. What's one of those two?
You know what? It happens in almost every event that we have. Most notably, the fight of the year last week when
Chandler Alvarez, unbelievable
Chandler
fight.
Alvarez. It was one of those moments that I was caught up in as an MMA fan and as a photographer because there was a lot of moments there. I mean, I knew at that moment I was capturing something that was historical, and it's going to go down as one of the greatest fights in our sport's history. So that really I really knew then that I had to try to get all I could and try to get encompass everything that I could at that moment.
Now, there are stories that Eric and I share that should not be online anywhere. So I'm going to let you choose a story from your photography career. What would you tell somebody coming up as a story of a moment you had while doing MMA photography?
Oh man, it had to be from the first show that I had with these guys. Before I came onto this team, I had never shot an MMA fight professionally. I've never shot from above cage. I was really nervous.
So lie about your resume is what he's saying. To get the gig, say whatever you have to say, but whatever. Okay.
It's basically fake it till you make it, and rely on whatever skills that you have to carry you forward. But I came onto this team, and everyone sort of I felt like I had to prove myself at that point, and in doing so, I think I've made a lot of friends and whatnot, and it's one of the more memorable things that I've ever done in my life, and traveling with this company has been the greatest experience in my life thus far.
Well, you've got the best shots I've ever seen in MMA, and it's a pleasure being on the road with you every week. Eric Coleman, USA CameraExchange.com, best MMA photographer in the business.